What's up and welcome to the channel. My name is Headshot and thank you guys for joining us for a review of the Walther PPQ Q4 Tactical model. Finally, another PPQ on the table, and we're going to talk about everything today, pros and cons. We're of course going to take you guys to the range with us, specs, features, and why I'm now calling this gun the pistol with rifle accuracy. This thing is incredible. So thank you to Walther, by the way. We're finally working with these guys and such an awesome company. And they sent this one out to us for a review. So big thanks to them. And so let's go ahead and get started here. Open up the PPQ Q4 Tactical model. It is definitely a mouthful, but let's go through this. Obviously, you have the gun. You have two 15 round magazines, but they have the +2 base plates on them, which is pretty nice. And if I can ever get this one out of here, it's a freaking pain because it's got that speed loader as well, or assist loader right there. So if you need one of those, you can use that. But you got the +2 base plates right there and on that one, and then you got a regular flush 15 round magazine there. Let's put this one back in the gun. So it also comes with the plates here for your RMR or your red dot, Leupold and Delta Point and Trigicon. You have plenty of plates here so you can mount your red dot there. And then also 3 sets of back straps here, so small, medium, and large. And you can definitely contour that and make it a little bit smaller or larger depending on your hand size. You can definitely customize this gun quite a bit. Now, you also get something cool. This is their suppressor ready spring, so it's a little bit stiffer. We actually ran this gun suppressed. We'll show you some of that footage as well, but that's nice they include this right out of the package. So if you're going to run the suppressed, put this spring in there. Otherwise, it just has the regular spring on the inside. And then also you get some paperwork, nice booklet as well. Really impressive. It's all color, and they tell you everything you need to know about the gun. And also, one cool thing that Walther does that I really like is they actually send you a target straight from the factory when they test it, how far the yardage was out, obviously the ammunition. And there you go. That was right from the factory. So that's pretty neat. Something that they do that not many manufacturers do, but I like it. So let's go ahead and take the gun out. We'll leave everything else behind, and let's talk about the main features of the star of the show, the pistol with rifle accuracy, the PPQ. All right, so the specs here really quick. You have a 4.6 inch barrel. Overall length is 7.8 inches. Your height is 5.3 inches. All right. Your weight is 25 ounces unloaded. Trigger pull, 5.6 pounds is the estimate. We'll, of course, go over that after the shooting part of the review. MSRP is $749. Most of the time when I've seen these for sale, they're in the $650 range. So not too bad there. Pretty much in line with most other striker-fired guns in this category. So that gives you a pretty good idea of what it kind of is like as far as size. But let me bring in a behemoth, because you may think this is pretty big. Let me bring in a truly big gun, and that is the FNX 45 Tactical, just to give you a little bit of a comparison here. If I put them down like that, you can see the FNX 45 Tactical is definitely a bigger gun. And then if we put them on their backs, Mrs. Headshot will show you kind of what they look like side by side, and you can see that right there. The FNX 45 Tactical is a much bigger gun all the way around, heavier, bigger, just a freaking mammoth of a gun, but we love it. That's why it stayed in the collection. This, of course, is a 45, so it makes things a little bit different, but more in reality. How about the CZ P10C? Great gun, love this one. Of course, we have our Tolster holster for it. Nothing else really goes inside of our pants around here. CZ P10C, 9mm. We'll put these slide to slide so you can see really just that threaded portion right there is really the only thing sticking out. And then if we put them on their backs, of course, the Walther right now has a 17 round magazine in it. If we put them like that, you can see just that base plate is really the only thing sticking out. Let's see what it looks like with the 15 round magazine. All right, let's pop this one out here really quick. Put it down like that, and you can see they are a little bit more comparable than Walther PPQ is a little bit taller, but not by much. So the gun, for all intents and purposes, without the threaded barrel, really it's about the size of the CZ-P10C, which is pretty much the size of a Glock 19, just for reference there. All right, a couple of the other features here really quick. You can see your slide serrations. They're cut really deep, really wide. I like this. If you're doing press checks or something like that, makes it really, really nice. You have a Picatinny, a standard Picatinny rail up front, squared off trigger guard. It is serrated a little bit right there. High undercut under the trigger, and you can see one thing that's nice is they actually raise this lip right here where the magazine release is, so it helps to protect against inadvertently or accidentally hitting that magazine release while it's holstered or whatever. You can see that, how they raise that, so that's kind of nice. I always wondered why this was so wide under here, and doing a little bit of research I found that out, which was pretty cool. You have a little bit, very slight finger grooves, and I mean, I'm not talking about Glock 19 Gen 4 finger grooves. They're very subtle, but they give you a little bit of maybe a better purchase. I don't really know, but it's very subtle, not a whole lot going on there. And they actually redesigned the back of the grip here just a little bit. You can see how it contours, and maybe it's a little bit different than the original PPQ, but not by much. They did retain the grip stippling that they've had for a long time, and you can see those little squigglies right there. Love the way this gun feels in your hand. It's just such a perfect fit. I really like that a lot. And then, of course, they have the standard M2 magazine release. So the paddles, they've really gotten away from the paddles pretty much altogether, it seems like now. This is reversible, and this is a cause of controversy between people in the Walther community. Some people love it, some people hate it. I personally like it better like this. I can deal with the paddle release, but, you know, I'm an American, and I like that, you know, standard button release. So pretty nice. Magazines fall right out of the gun, lock the slide back. They do a nice job of popping out there. If you want to change your back strap here, all you have to do is push out that little pin, and you can change your back straps. I'm not going to do that. You guys have seen me do that a few times now. Ambidextrous slide release, which is nice for you left-handed shooters. You have it on both sides of the gun, and then of course you can reverse that magazine release like we just talked about. Your extractor, nice big long extractor right there, and overall the gun is a kind of has some standard features like most striker fired guns, but they've done a few things to kind of change it up. All right, let me show you the breakdown here really quick, and then we will take you guys to the range. You of course want to make sure it's clear. Pull the trigger. You do have to take the thread protector off to slide the barrel out. You have your takedown notches on both sides. Pull back on the slide, release it, and it's out of there. Here's your standard recoil spring, single captive spring in there, polymer guide rod, and then your barrel right there. See, it's threaded. Striker block, one thing they have that's interesting is their striker block is a little bit different from some of the other models that we see. Not different really in design. Well, it's kind of just different in design, not really in function at all. And then the inside of the frame rails and all that kind of stuff, very dirty because we did run it suppressed quite a bit, but it did a good job. So let's put it back together. Then we will take you guys to the range with us. Pop the recoil spring back in there. We did run the recoil spring that they provide for running it suppressed. So, you know, we wanted to make sure we gave this thing a fair shot and didn't want any kind of hiccups at all that were induced by us. So let's go to the range. We'll show you how I did. We did some 40-yard shots as well, so we'll go over that. And then when we come back, we'll talk about pros and cons and our overall assessment on the PPQ Q4 Tactical model. We'll see you guys in a minute.
Ooh, that was good.
right, we're out here testing the PPQ Q4 Tactical model today. This is one of those guns I got to take some shots. We're about 40 yards away from the red gong down there. Hopefully you guys can see it. Let's see how we do with it. So you can see I got one right there, and then I got three right there. That's actually a pretty good group for, I don't know, 40 yards. PPQ Q4 Tactical model with the trigger on this thing, it's just one of those guns that you feel very confident in making shots like that. So I'm pretty happy with that from a pistol. All right, so hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Those 40-yard shots, really impressive with the PPQ. And, you know, it's a pistol at 40 yards, pretty good grouping. Really, this is a range beast, man. If you're new to this, or if you're an experienced shooter, there's nothing like having a PPQ in your hands, man. It is such an awesome shooter. Let's try out the trigger. Walther estimates it to be about 5.6 pounds. Let's see what we get on the trigger gauge here. Get it zeroed. 3 pounds 7 ounces. Let's try it again just for good measure. 4 pounds 5 ounces. One more time, getting a little bit of a spread there. 4 pounds 7 ounces. So call it 4.5 pounds. The gun is a fantastic shooter. We did have a couple hiccups shooting it suppressed. I don't know if it was the ammo or what was going on, but the Gorilla ammunition had a little bit of trouble cycling this one. But, you know, generally I've had really good luck with that ammo. It just combination of the gun, the suppressor, the ammo, whatever, that day, the humidity, whatever was going on that day, it just did not like the Gorilla ammunition too much. But overall, did a really nice job. Let's talk about pros and cons. Let's go into that. Superb trigger, one of the best triggers on a firearm. Let me show you what this looks like here really quick. You of course have the dingus here. You hit the wall and it breaks. Reset right there. You're ready to go again. When it comes to striker fire trigger, guys, it really does not get much better than this. The CZ has a very similar trigger. I'll leave the review down below, or I'll link it in a card or something so you can see the review of this gun, but it has a similar nice trigger like that. But the PPQ really is a great trigger. The grip texturing, fantastic. I love it. I love this. If it was on every single one of my guns, I'd take it. It's not overly aggressive. You can still carry this inside the waistband without worrying about it rubbing you raw. Really great job there. The sights in the daytime, that fiber optic does a really nice job of picking up. At night, it's not going to do you a lot of good, but during the daytime, it picks up really nicely. Mag release works well. I like that they went with the M2 version on this one. Low recoil and easy to manage. I mean, a lot of people talk about the high bore axis, you know, blah, 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 blah. This gun, it has a little bit of a higher bore axis, but it doesn't make that much of a difference. You know, just shooting in general, it's flat shooting. It's a really great gun at the range. Size to weight to capacity ratio. I know that probably sounds kind of weird coming from a, you know, with a little bit bigger gun like this, but 25 ounces unloaded for a gun this size, to me, is not bad. It's not a gun you're going to be carrying around every single day and carrying it in your pocket or something like that. But outside the waistband maybe, or, you know, if you're going out to the range, or you're in a state where you can carry outside the waistband, this gun might be a good option for you. And for the size and everything, I think they did a really nice job with the weight as well. And then of course the capacity is just awesome. You know, 17 rounds of 9mm on tap ready to go is always a great day. threaded barrel and the optic, or the option to put your optic on there, for around 600 to 650 bucks, man. That's pretty good, because those are some pretty big upgrades. If you're going to have somebody mill out your original PPQ and then thread your barrel, you'll have to buy a threaded barrel probably. You know, those are expensive. So the fact that it comes with this gun, these base guns, you can get them for about, I don't know, 450 to 500 bucks, depending on where you shop. So for another 150 bucks, that's actually a pretty good deal. Deep slide serrations. I love what Walther does here. Of course, they got their logo right in there, but even on the back, man, they're really positive. And when you pull that slide back, it really is a nice job. And I point that out because you might be saying, well, of course, yeah, it's slide serrations. That's what they're supposed to do. But not all manufacturers take them up this high. Not all manufacturers have them this deep cut. Sometimes it feels like your fingers are going to slip off. Not with this gun. They're really done nicely. And then, of course, it's reliable. Basically, everything that I loved about the original PPQ, except it's even more badass now because it has a threaded barrel and the RMR cutout. So, as far as cons, I know I'm gonna get this comment. Oh, you're being paid by Walther. Oh my God, I can't believe you sold out. The only con I really seen is that it should have came with suppressor height night sights, or suppressor height sights in general. Threw us off a little bit whenever we were shooting suppressed. You can of course go over and check out that video, but I think it should have came with higher sights that'll co-witness with an optic and be able to clear the suppressor when you had it on there. But in general, that's pretty much it. I mean, this gun is just awesome. It does a lot of things great. And no, I am not being paid by Walther. They sent it to us, but I'm sorry, guys. It's just a great option. Not many cons with the Walther PPQ Q4 Tacical. Oh, that is one con. The name's too long, but that's it. So you've heard my opinion. I want to hear y'all's. Please leave me a comment down below. And make sure that you subscribe and hit the notification bell. And we will see you guys in the next one. And as always, hold them down.